All right, so we're saying to find out how barn owls learn how to determine the direction from which sounds originate, scientists put distorting lenses over the eyes of young barn owls before the owls first opened their eyes. All right, so to determine how these owls figure out their direction, they put these lenses over these owls before they could open their eyes. And then the owls with these lenses behaved as if objects making sounds were farther to the right than they actually were. So this is just a result from the study. Once the owls matured, the lenses were removed. Yet the owls continued to act as if they misjudged the location of the source of the sounds. All right, so we removed the lenses and the owls are still messing it up. Oh no, poor owls. I'm thinking like really cute owls that are like all awkward, like very aloof owls now. All right, so then the scientists consequently hypothesized. So what does hypothesize mean on the LSAT, FYI? It is not what my 6th grade science teacher taught me. Katie.
To conclude.
Conclude, right? Yeah. I always thought inference and hypothesize was an educated guess. No. On the LSAT, inference and hypothesize mean conclude. So super strong. Brittany's a 2nd grade teacher, so you need to write 2nd grade. You need to start telling them, no, an inference is not an educated guess. You tell them in 2nd grade science. Anyways, the scientists concluded that once a barn owl has developed an auditory scheme for estimating the point from which sound originates, it ceases to use its vision. So essentially, once we figure out how to use our sound, we just give up on our vision. That's our conclusion, right? Did anybody predict did anybody predict why this isn't a valid argument? Like, what's some holes here? Why is this like a bullcrap conclusion? Brittany, did you have one?
I just thought about like maybe they don't like stop using their vision, but maybe they are like almost like pre-programmed, like they already have it like memorized in their head how far they think things are. I don't know if that even makes sense, but like they're not going to stop looking for things, but that they just already know.
So you're thinking like it's not their first it's not like their first resource to use. Okay. Anybody else? I think someone else said Nicole. Did someone else have anything?
Sorry, my internet was acting strange. I predicted as I was reading, I had just said, oh my God, those poor owls, like that they would be messing with their sight. And then as they're maturing, so like,
oh no, you're
towards the end, I was thinking, well, they're like messing with something could have been like super off with that. So that's why I thought the conclusion
I was thinking about that too. Fine. I was actually I couldn't figure it out because I was thinking the opposite. How whenever you like turn off the lights or something and like you close your eyes and then like you try to look at like your eyesight. Oh, like if you cover one eye and then you use both or something, like your eyesight is actually better, or there's like some trick like that you do when you're in school. So I was actually thinking the opposite of what this conclusion was. I was like, I would think that their eyesight would be better because they like protected it. But I was like, but for this one, the flaw, I was like, okay, well, there might be another reason for why they're not, it ceases to use vision. How can we think of I was looking for an alternative explanation for not using vision for why they were messed up.
I was thinking maybe their vision was damaged and it's not a matter of developing auditory scheme. So maybe their vision was actually damaged and they cannot really use it.
And was it really easy for you to find the answer then, even?
To be honest, it was. Process of elimination again.
It's correct, yes. So our answer is going to be A, because it fails to consider, so we don't think about whether the owl's vision was actually damaged by having worn the lenses. Because what if they're still trying to use their eyesight, it's just damaged and off. So we have a bunch of, like owls that need glasses now. They're like farsighted and nearsighted. We don't know that, right? And we did have someone say E. This is a wrong answer choice often on the LSAT because it sounds super like, oh yeah, well, it's clearly not relevant if it's like not validating the conclusion, right? But E is actually too strong. It says it uses evidence experimental results that were irrelevant. This experiment is not irrelevant. Irrelevant is so strong. Irrelevant would mean it would have nothing to do with this conclusion. And so when we see that, we can cross E off pretty quickly. Were there any other ones that we wanted, answer choices we wanted to go over? B, okay. It assumes that the sense of sight is equally good in all owls. We don't assume that the sight is equally good in all owls. Like, people can, we're not assuming that every single owl has the same ability. We're just assuming that whatever their ability is, the owls are just not using it. So yeah, some owls might have better eyesight than others, but for some reason they're all choosing not to use it. For example, we all have different hearing. If I said people aren't listening when they cross the road, therefore they must not use their hearing, I wouldn't say that that's wrong because I'm assuming that everybody has the same sense of hearing, right? It doesn't matter if we're all completely equal. So once again, this is too strong of an answer choice, similar to B. C, it attributes human reasoning processes to a non-human organism, doesn't matter. And plus, yeah, I don't even know what human processing to a like we're just saying that we're using an experiment on them. And then D, it neglects to consider, so it doesn't think about how similar distorting lenses might affect the behavior. We don't care about other birds. That doesn't matter in our conclusion. That's not why our conclusion's wrong, is because, well, you didn't consider all, like the cardinals out there and the hummingbirds, what do they do? Doesn't matter. So that's why A is our answer.